Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. An old saying with a lot of truth behind it. And nowhere is that more true than with these two. Fiona, the princess of Far, Far Away, and the Beast, the cursed monster prince. Now, since there isn't enough material for information about the Beast in just the 3 movies, we'll be using information from both the Marvel Comics and the New Adventures adaptations of Beauty and the Beast in the research. I'm one fish mob, and it's my job to see who would win in a fight. Once upon a time, there lived a beautiful princess. However, she harbored a terrible curse. By day, she was a beautiful woman, but by night, she was a hideous monster. Desperate to break her curse, her family struck up a deal with a fairy godmother. They'd lock Fiona up in a tower guarded by a fearsome dragon to wait till the day her one true love, intended to be the fairy godmother's son, would save her and break her curse. And so they did. And for years she stayed in her tower waiting to meet her Prince Charming. But of course we all know how that went. While not the initial plan, Fiona's curse was broken, and both she and Shrek happily wedded. Of course, while she is now and forever permanently an ogre, it does come with a lot of benefits. She's now strong enough to lift a tree roughly 3 times her own size, throw a mermaid a great distance into the ocean, and can send fully grown men flying. And she's quick enough to jump around opponents, dodge enemy attacks, and perform complex moves in battle. But not all of her skills stem from being an ogre. She's a master in both armed and unarmed combat, capable of defeating entire groups of armed men. Not only that, she can also freeze time Matrix style, and is fully aware of these events. However, people who are aware of these slow-mos can bypass them. But she isn't just all punches and kicks. She carries shurikens powerful enough to send people flying for long-ranged attacks. Her braided hair can knock a person out, and she can sing a high note so high, it causes birds to explode. Fiona may be a princess, but she's far from the Disney standard. She's defeated groups of armed men, successfully led a prison break while pregnant, led an ogre resistance in an alternate reality, and was successful in finding her true love and breaking her curse. However, despite the whole princess image that pop culture likes to put into our brains, Fiona is far from flawless. She's been restrained and captured several times, has been implied to be vulnerable to sharp weapons in her ogre form, and while she is still plenty tough in her human form, larger people like Shrek are able to just simply pick her up and carry her away. However, Fiona isn't just some damsel in distress. For anyone wishing to kidnap her, you might just want to reconsider.
I want what any princess wants. To live happily ever after. With the ogre I married.
A long time ago, there once lived a handsome prince. However, despite his looks, he was very cold-hearted, selfish, unkind, and spoiled. However, this would come back to bite him one Christmas Eve night, when his kindness was tested. On that night, an old beggar came to his castle asking for shelter from the cold and rain, offering a simple rose in return. Repulsed by her looks, the prince shunned her. However, this proved to be a big mistake, for she was actually a powerful enchantress. Seeing how empty his heart was, she gave him the worst of all curses as punishment. His castle would become a foreboding place no one wants to enter, His servants would become inanimate objects, and he himself would be transformed into a hideous beast. Ashamed by his new appearance, the beast concealed himself within the castle with no hope of breaking his curse. However, there was an exit clause. If he could learn to love another and earn her love in return, then the spell would be broken. However, becoming a beast does come with some perks. The beast's strength is enhanced, for example. He can easily pick up and carry full-grown men and large oak wood furniture, as well as throw them, destroy furniture in a single chop, and is able to leap several feet in a single bound. He's also able to move faster than ordinary humans and climb up walls and evade punches and blows from weapons. He's also slightly more durable than normal humans. He's taken attacks from a pack of wolves, survived being shot by Gaston's arrow, and has been blasted by Forte's magical energy. His 5 senses are also enhanced, like the time he was able to track Belle by smell and sound. He's also adept at stealth, able to keep himself hidden without anyone being able to detect him. And since he's, well, a beast, he comes pre-equipped with weapons. His claws and fangs are sharp enough to rip through thick rugs and curtains, lets him smash objects as hard as oak furniture, and bite down and hold objects like a predator. And while he never really uses them, his horns are also sharp and are most likely used for ramming. The beast also still retains many of his skills he obtained when he was a human. He was a hunter, skilled with firearms. He was also an extremely studious and gifted reader, was skilled at horseback riding, and has even been shown to possess exceptionally strong willpower, managing to survive the destruction of his homeworld to the Heartless intact. Aside from that, he has other impressive feats. He's defeated a pack of wolves, survived being in icy water in the subsequent walk back to his castle in cold weather, took stabs from Gaston, and ultimately defeated him in battle. However, the beast does have many shortcomings. He is extremely short-tempered, can be overprotective of Belle, and can still die from fatal wounds like a normal person. But by the end of it all, he was finally able to lift his curse and finally be able to return to the society he was exiled from so long ago.
I've never felt this way about anyone. I want to do something for her.
Alright, the combatants are set. This battle will have no prep time, no outside help, or home field advantage. Let the battle begin.
Fight!
Talk about falling from grace. Regardless, why did Fiona win? Well, despite how odd this pairing is, this was a pretty close match. Both opponents, despite being as different as can be, were actually pretty well prepared to face each other in a random encounter. For example, Fiona was the far more formidable combatant, while the beast was a lot stealthier and naturally came pre-prepared with natural weapons to use against his foe. But what ultimately tipped the scales into Fiona's favor came down to flaws and weaknesses. Fiona ultimately just had fewer that the beast can exploit, while it was the other way around for the poor beast. First off, Fiona was obviously the stronger fighter, having lifted and moved far heavier items than the Beast. She was also a lot faster when it came to actual combat and was the overall better at hand-to-hand battle. And while the Beast did fight a magic organ, Gaston, and a pack of wolves, none were really on the same tier as Fiona. For one, Forte's magic didn't have the knockback that Fiona's special attacks do. Gaston wasn't exactly on the same tier as Fiona in terms of speed or skill, and while the Beast was left gravely injured after a fight with that pack of wolves, Fiona was completely unharmed in both her battles with angry villagers and Robin Hood's merry men. In the end, Fiona won because she had fewer flaws that the Beast could exploit, was the overall better fighter, and was a lot more unpredictable than the Beast was. Looks like the beauty has killed the Beast. The winner is Princess Fiona.